everyone. Well, a lot of people are proud of their gardens, and to be honest with you, I am proud of my gardens too, but I am super proud of my wild patch, and especially all the milkweed flowers that we grow. Every day I come out to smell them, to check them out, and I see different kinds of insects on them every single day. That makes me super happy. BirdLife International has just published this amazing article about how their Bird Safe Window program now includes over 5 million people globally. The idea was to reach out to kids and schools and teach them about the dangers that windows pose to migratory birds, and then have kids come up with their own solutions. So in Poland, graphic design students decorated their windows with custom-made stickers. In Uzbekistan, kids shot a documentary about window collisions, and that film was aired nationally. And then in Armenia, kids put together an animation to show how easy it is to make your own window stickers. We always think about window collisions in my house. We just had to replace an old patio door, so when we were shopping for a new one, we were looking for something that had patterns inside the windows already. So this just got installed, and so far, no window collisions. I don't know what kind of lawn you have. We've always had white clover, and I know it's not native to North America, but it's been here for so long, it's actually been naturalized. The National Wildlife Federation recommends using it instead of a regular grass. So what's so good about it? Well, first of all, clover stays green pretty much all summer long. It doesn't need as much water as regular grass does. It doesn't need to be cut as often. It also grows in poor soil and releases nitrogen into soil, serving as a natural fertilizer. And then it attracts bees, which will then pollinate the rest of your garden. And if you have a dog, its pee won't kill clover.
Got birds spending hours fluttering at your windows or some other shiny surface, for instance on your motor vehicle? Most of the tactics to stop birds from engaging in this behavior are pretty much the same as those designed to prevent window collisions. The premise is simple. One has to get rid of the reflective surface. Keep in mind that the birds are being driven by reproductive hormones, which eventually subside in a few weeks. So whatever one does, it doesn't have to be permanent. Closing the window curtains or blinds, or just leaving your windows dirty, might do the trick. Sometimes strategically installing potted or hanging plants is a more aesthetic solution. Affixing paper shapes, decals, tape, or plastic in an irregular pattern with 2 or 4 inches of space in between them, or soaping the windows partly or even entirely, have been used with great success. More expensive but permanent solutions include installing exterior awnings to place the windows in shade, putting on solar or non-reflective screens on the outside of the offending windows, or mounting bird netting 2 to 3 inches from the glass. Please don't waste your money on plastic owls. If anything, they'll only serve to attract more birds to your windows. If it's a vehicle problem, move it away from the bird's territory or cover the reflective surface with a plastic bag or rag. I know that bird lovers won't want to hear this, but if all else fails and one really cares for the welfare of the birds, one could take down one's nest boxes or feeders to make the bird's nest elsewhere away from those windows. Above all, keep in mind that just about all of the bird species in North America are protected by the Migratory Birds Act, and that it is illegal to harm them in any way.
Have you ever wondered how birds fly in high winds and never get lost? A new study sheds light on it. A group of captive-bred lovebirds were put in a darkened tunnel with a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. When the birds took off to fly towards the light, researchers activated the tunnel and created a heavy 45-degree crosswind. Unfazed by that, birds just turned their heads 45 degrees to compensate and continued to fly. That was a total surprise to scientists, because previously they thought that birds use their bodies and their wings to navigate. So it turns out that birds use their heads to navigate, and their bodies can actually stay on an angle like this, and they will still stay on course. A new stadium in St. Petersburg, Russia is causing some troubles locally. The stadium was completed last year and has just installed an anti-bird device to keep cormorants and gulls off the stadium. But it's also causing some nightmares in children. The anti-bird device blasts recordings of what sounds like birds being tortured and shotguns going off. Anyone who lives close to the stadium just can't get a good night's sleep, and kids are complaining of nightmares about birds being killed violently. Enough residents have complained that the stadium is promising to turn down the volume. They're also not willing to disclose whether any birds were heard while making of the recordings. They're also stating that this is still a testing phase and they have to keep the volume high up. Can you imagine trying to sleep through this? Taking a cue from New Zealand, the US is considering eradicating the Farallon Islands of any rodents by dropping packets of rat poison. The islands are located off the coast of San Francisco in California and are home to huge colonies of seabirds, as well as some rare land-based reptiles that are exclusive to the islands. The rodents were introduced there about 200 years ago and regularly prey on seabird nests, eating eggs during nesting season. The islands are also a stopover for migratory burrowing owls, so conservationists are afraid that a lot of owls will die from eating poison rodents. A group of conservationists have gotten together to raise their objections, so this week there's an official hearing before any decisions are made. Well, this is all we have for you this week. Please do consider planting clover to replace all your grass. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye, everyone.